let's build Facebook post generator using Claude Code. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Claude Code on my terminal. I use Windows PowerShell. It's my favorite tool. So I like to begin using the Claude Code dangerous skip permission command. It basically gives Claude permission to do anything and anything. It's kind of risky, but you need to use it with caution. Try to always confine Claude to work in a certain ecosystem, in certain folders, not to make changes in your machine and go do some crazy stuff over and over. So I'm going to press enter and I trust this machine. And now basically we're working with bypass permissions on. So Claude is not going to ask us every minute for our input, which can be really annoying if it does. So let's begin. When we are tackling a skill, we first need to realize and see what collateral we can give it. So this is the basic prompting of the skill. We need to give Claude our credentials, which means that the basic step in here is going to feed our Claude all our company data, which means all the do's and don'ts, all the memories, everything that's relevant for the skill itself. So basically, if I'm working on a Facebook post, I'm going to need to create creative, which is the image, and I'll need to create the text, which is the copy. And each and every one of them are built based on something. So I like to give my Claude access to my brand book, how everything is designed in my company, memory that's relevant to the skill, some things we picked up about best practices of Facebook post generation, the rules of the skill, what a Claude Code can or cannot do within the boundaries of the skill. And the last but really, really important is a tone of voice and anti-AI, which consists of what is your brand messaging, what your brand says to the world, and what it cannot say in terms of AI. Your text to sound like they're to AI using words like "bell." I hope this message finds you well. Weird stuff like that. We don't want that. So we prompt Claude in the beginning with all this stuff. We just take it and we paste it in our terminal. And after we've done that, we can finally begin creating the skill. So after we prompted Claude with our company information, our brand identity, and everything we allow it and not allow it to do, now we can begin. And the first step of creating the skill is finding out the skill itself. And when I say skill itself, is like what happens in real life today, and how are we going to take this knowledge and put it into. And the answer is we're going to break it down. So when we create a Facebook post, we go through a few steps, right? We tend to get information. What's the post is going to be based on? That's right. We're going to get the mission of the post from our marketing campaign. It's a marketing top of the funnel, middle of the funnel. Is it brand awareness? What's the call to action? We need to define that first. And then we need to go and check the data. We need to make research. We look at our company processes that we can create content on to base our Facebook post on. And then what we do is we gather all that, analyze the data, compile conclusions, insights, and then create the post. We draft it. Right? We draft first the text and then we draft the image that comes with it. And once we're done, we get to audit it, fix it. And then when it's ready, we take the post out. So this is exactly the flow that we're going to tell Claude Code to do, because it takes our human expertise in what we do to make the post a better post. Of course, if we're skilled, our skill is going to be better. If we know diddly squat, our skill is going to create outputs in the same manner. So once I have the flow ready and I already know how I'm creating a skill in real life, I'm ready to take it in Claude. Now, it's not only about the flow itself, it's what I add to the flow that makes it a skill. Okay, I have the brand book and I have the tone of voice, but for me as a creator with a certain skill, I like to add layers to that skill that I bring in that make the skill so good. So, although we have the flow, but what makes it an artisan flow is what we add to it. So it's the small details that we add, the small final touches. So that's what makes a basic skill to a really, really good skill. Because if you think about it, most skills eventually are just skeletons, just what we connect to them and give them and add to them to make them so good. So let's move on and just paste this. Hey, Claude, we're about to create a Facebook post creation skill. This is the flow. I gave him the flow and let's continue. He's going to start using a brainstorming skill. But what I like to do in my second step is to simply go into plan mode and tell Claude to let's go into plan mode so we can start planning. And once we're planning, we also get to plan the skill properly before committing. It's like we plan and deploy instead of deploying and fixing and deploying if we have bugs and stuff like that. And then also we get to save tokens. So this is a really, really cool thing to know when you're going into projects. So one of the next steps that we do once we enter plan mode, we brainstorm with Claude and we ask Claude to ask us questions. Claude is going to ask you the right questions to make the skill from mediocre skill and a generic skill to a more compatible, good skill for you. You see, as I explained earlier, the skill lies in the skill. Okay. So what value you add to the skill, the logic, the thinking behind it is what's going to make this skill so much better. Like you can rely on AI. AI is getting better. It understands more. It can run faster, but it still can't read your mind. And it can't take 20 years of skill experience from the real world into the machine just like that. So you need to help it out a bit. So check it out. Claude is asking me questions. Where should the skill be located? I'm going to go with one. It's my Markitecht skill folder. What is the mission? I'm going to go with one, middle of the funnel, type of post with a CTA, output formats. This is what I really want to know because this is going to change the entire creative. So I like to go with everything just to test it. You can go make us a reel cover, a story, a carousel, a feed post. I'm going to go 5 and let's say all, okay? And the language is the last one, English on, and I'm submitting. Now Claude is going to take everything we answer and is going to think about it, and it's going to go to our next step, which is connecting the apps. Okay. Now, we talked about it earlier that Claude by itself is really powerful. When you connect Claude to all the apps that you work with, it gets so much more powerful. Look, it just asked me for more questions. Let's answer. Figure on scope, all for everyone. You see, it's making me be more sharp. It's helping me brainstorm and finalize this skill into from here to here to synthesize it much better. How should visuals be generated? I would like HTML templates. I like HTML. I like when Claude shows me the end of the visuals. I'm going to go with one. Audit shape, I'm going to go with 2. No, I'm going to go with 1 here. It's better. It's what's going to audit my skill eventually. And we submit. Also, while Claude is thinking and we talked about connecting apps to it, we need to talk about image generation and text generation now. I like to use Gemini for some text generations and for simple image editing. And I also like to add outside tools. Some of those tools require APIs. Some of them require a subscription. So if you want to use your Claude to create and generate images and texts and animations using other skills or other tools that have API, you will need to create an env file document and provide it with your call session for the skill. This way, Claude will know how and when and get the actual ability to access Gemini and ask it to create what we need to create. And then compile this, take it, and continue and move on with the skill steps. This is something that you need to bear in mind. One more thing that is cool to know about Claude is that if you like to use apps, certain apps that have APIs or MCPs, you can connect those apps directly to the Claude and talk to them using the terminal itself. Let's say that you created a post using Gemini and then you want to take the graphic and you want to add a text from another LLM. Claude will do that for you if you provide the API keys or MCP or create some sort of link, which is really crazy because in the terminal and the entire workflow, you get access to all your power among all the apps you have, which is really cool. Now here we are seeing that Claude is thinking and he is been planning and is creating skill structure. And let's say he has risks and edge cases. Okay. Is telling us if there is conflict and how and what should we do. He's asking for input, which again is what's going to make it a top-notch skill. Because if we're not skilled, we're going to probably do a really low quality skill. So I'm going to take a minute to answer to these questions. You don't have to bear this with me. So Claude has been thinking, is building structures and made the skill structure. And he's asking us for more questions. So We're gonna give him some input. He said that the plan is approved. He's asking me if I want to proceed, deploy, and implement. And I'm probably gonna go with yes. And he also suggests what's the best way. I'm gonna go with one, which is created with scaffolding with the wheels on sides to make sure that it's going to be delivered properly. One cool thing you can do while Claude is working, you can ask it to agent swarm tasks, and then Claude is going to just spawn agents and commit faster. And if you can see and check it out, Claude is writing, dispatching 4 agents in parallel for the substantive writes plus writing to pointer backlog, yada yada. So cool. So damn cool. So what just happened is that Claude finished plan mode and it also committed the skill and deployed the co-writing and just created the skill. So now is our time to finally test it end to end. And let's go. Okay, you can see that it has pre-built. So you can see Claude started running the skill and it also used the preset of what we told it in skill in the beginning and middle of the found brand awareness. But mind you that you can make your skills modular. Like you can ask that a skill will be made in a way that it won't fire up automatically from A to Z. It's going to ask you a question in phase B or C for some input. This is how I like to do it. I'll have a little bit more control. I do say bye-bye to a little bit of speed and what's called the ability to automate, because if you need to give input from time to time, you're basically making the project go stuck. But you make your own decisions. Okay. Claude is really breaking a sweat, maybe not. So as you can see here, Claude was really, really fast and he already created and ran the skill through the pipeline of all the stages that we set it earlier. And it created collateral so we can check and see the posts he wrote and the images he created. So I'm going to ask it, please open the folder of the things you created. Now, what's important here to do is check out and audit what skill produced. And we need to do it for 2 reasons. Still, there can be a little mismatches from what we intended to what it actually did. And we need to make sure that final result is cohesive to what we wanted. And if it's not, we need to tweak it a little bit more, maybe in the post-production part or in the conceiving of the idea part, right? So let's just check what it opened. Let's see a feed post. Remember, it's just a demonstration. Wow, look at that. Took my brand book and my brand language and created a post out of it, like a one-punch post. Let's see what it wrote in Notepad. You can see it's going to pack here in post. Perfect. It just created the post for me. I just need to copy and paste to Facebook. Check out the carousel, what it did. I don't know about you guys. I think it's really beautiful and on point. Okay, you see here on the right, I don't like her number is a little cut. So I'm going to tell Claude for the next iterations to remember to not cut the number with the edge of the image, okay? This is one of the things I told you about, to still audit it a few times after it's done. I didn't add to this iteration all my design files and all my company information because I just wanted to make a quick run with you and show you how to create skills and how to actually do one right now and use it maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But if I'm being honest, I did make another batch with a little bit more tweaks using my face, using some expressions, completely AI. Let me show you some tests I made, which are pretty good comparing it to that it was all created by AI, by the skill it made. Look, this is kind of funny. So also made the carousel. Okay, here we can see that it made some mistakes. I don't like that it's overlays like that. Here it didn't size it pretty well. Cut text, no cool background. This I don't like. So the next time I go back to Claude, I'm going to tell it to fix that. And I'm going to tell it to remember that. And let's say the skill is a trig and I think I'm ready to deliver. So what do? I want to make sure that every run of the skill comes with a QA, an audit to the skill, okay? So the thing is that it's going to take from us the need to evaluate it again and again. If it makes small mistakes, it can fix them himself, okay? So I'm going to type to Claude, add an audit layer to finalization of the skills, add an audit layer to the finalization of the skills products. And then be ready to finalize the skill. And I'm just gonna tell Claude when done, finalize this skill, audit it, and debug.
And let me know
when you are done. So it's gonna send me a notification when it's done. It's gonna now think about everything, digest everything, crunch all the numbers, crunch the code, do all this magic, and it's simply gonna give us a finalized skill to use. So thank you so much, guys. Subscribe and share. So thank you so much, guys, for being here with me today. It's really my privilege to be able to share this information with you. I hope you like it. If you think it's good, please help me out, help me reach more people. Please hit the like and subscribe button. If you have something to comment, please let me know. Peace, guys.